Hey y'all, this is Liam,
And it's Jen.
and we're so glad you've joined us for an episode of the limited podcast series, Unlimited Time Magic with Jen and Liam.
A place where we have honest, raw, unhinged, usually sober conversations about Disney, travel, and just life.
Now, I know you're a little spooked, you're a little scared, but don't be afraid to follow us on Instagram at Unlimited Time Magic.
And you know what would really help? Go ahead and give us a rating on the Apple Podcast app if you like what you hear. If you don't like it, don't worry. You've got a busy life. No reason to take the time. But if you love it, go ahead and go on there. Give us a rating. It helps us a lot.
Now sit down, buckle your seatbelts, put your arms up and relax. Oh, and y'all, if you've been ever afraid that the magic is like dead inside, remember that the magic's you. Enjoy the episode, y'all. Pollinators, we're pollinators. I'm a
If
Dak
you like
Hasman.
vegetables, fresh fruit, and flowers.
Already screaming, already so loud. Welcome to Unlimited Time Magic. My name's Liam.
And I'm Jen LaForge.
TM.
Oh, when we get enough in the tip jar, can we get a sound machine?
Absolutely. I'll pay $2.99 to get one at Target.
I want to be able to insert like, sad trombone and stuff like that.
I want to show you my new personality. Are you ready?
Another new personality?
Well, I have two. We already
Okay.
know.
Yes, please.
The
I'm ready.
picture of the Yeti here.
Okay. Yes.
That's Betty.
Betty.
The Yeti. And I spend a lot of quality time with her, including this morning at a brisk 5 a.m. I got to be with her and hold her hand through trials and tribulations. But my second personality trait, I don't own a single loungefly bag. I don't.
Well, and my secret. Well, I've done a video
What's
on
your
it.
secret about loungefly?
I don't like lounge fly bags. I think
Why?
they are stiff and weird and they don't hold enough stuff and they're way overpriced for what they are.
Tell them how it is, Jen.
Yikes, I have opinions.
Well, speaking of that, here's my new loungefly bag.
Oh, okay. That is gorgeous. Never mind. How did you get that? Did you steal that from a child?
I drop kicked a kid. I drop kicked BB-8 to get
This is
bag.
Liam. He's up in Expedition Everest and he's watching all the guests for a backpack that he likes. And then he
I'll
goes
just
running
eat 'em.
down the evacuation stairs.
I saw this bag on Instagram. Please follow us at Unlimited Time Magic.
Yeah. Yeah.
And your tip dollars paid for this. I'm just kidding.
No,
it didn't.
no,
No,
untrue.
it didn't. We have
Fake
a
news.
business contract. Fake news. Fake news. No, I saw this bag from the Disney Parks blog. I think reposted it, and
It didn't sell out like right away? Like how did you
here's
get
the
it?
thing. I made this odd connection with my history that I was like, this is the parade I really grew up with, and so I had.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Disneyland proudly presents the Main Street Electrical Parade.
And then it's like the overtones of like the
Ding, ding,
ones up in the
ding,
octave.
ding, ding, ding.
I don't like the parade. I
Right.
don't enjoy it, but boy, do I get sentimental every single time I watch it. So I just think, one, it's a beautiful bag. Two, I never owned a loungefly, and like it's nice to have like a small bar. Like I don't have any small backpacks. I always have larger backpacks. So I'm okay with this.
First of all, let me back up because now
So
I
those are
feel
my two
I have
personalities.
I feel I have insulted your new backpack, and I want to
She's
sincerely
really mad
apologize.
at you. That was ugly behavior.
It was ugly behavior. I am better than that, and I am very sorry.
I'm sorry.
And I did not realize that it had Pete's freaking dragon on it.
It's really cute.
I am a
Elliot.
huge fan of Pete's freaking dragon. And the little kid that would sit on top of him, who was
Elliot.
probably 37 years old. Yes.
Pete?
and-
No, that's Pete. And
No,
this
that's
is Elliot.
Pete. Elliot is the dragon.
I got there. I don't know.
hmm He has the head of a camel, the neck
What's the Water Under the
of a
Bridge song? Isn't that what that's
crocodile.
from?
Yeah, the Under the Bridge song about with Shelley Winters. Oh my gosh, that is a terrifying. It's not Shelley
Also,
Winters.
all of you guys responded to my reposting of my awkward Simba drawing from last week because I added when somebody loved me, and
Mhm.
everyone said, "Really, this song?" And I
Yeah.
said, "It's the best part of Toy Story 2." That and Joan Cusack.
Do you know what I think is the most beautiful Disney song that makes me, I think we've talked about this. I cannot listen to it
Privately.
without weeping. And yesterday, when I was very weepy anyway, I had a friend who was at Epcot who said, Voices of Liberty just sang this song. Why am I bawling? And I'm like, well,
You'll
because that
be in
song,
my heart, Steve.
nope, you're not
Oh,
getting it right. Um, you're failing. I know you just started a
you're
new
not
job
doing
and
well.
everyone was telling you how great you are. I'm telling you, you're
How
failing.
bad you are. Okay.
Yes, and this, Liam. No, I'm gonna try to see if I can give you
a hint.
my regular followers probably know this already. Maybe not. Let's see. What is a hint? It is from one of your favorite films that had a show.
Oh, Seize the Day?
Nope. It's from Hunchback.
I feel like I knew all.
God help the outcasts.
Oh, that is a
That,
really pretty
yeah.
song.
I
do love
it
that
is
show.
like, if there is a song, oh my God, I'm already crying. This is not a good start. If there is a song that like exemplifies how I like to live my life, it is that song. Like it just
Aw.
kills me because
It's a
all
beautiful
of the
song.
and all of the village people, I ask for wealth, I ask for fame, I ask for God above to whatever favor my name. Everyone's asking for stuff for themselves. And Esmeralda, the very, very poor dance girl, is asking that God would help the outcasts. Ah,
I feel like my week has been wild. It's been very wild, and I won't share too much information about Everest. But my favorite piece of training, because I've been training at Everest the whole week,
yes,
is that by our theme and by our storyline at Expedition Everest, we have no idea that the Yeti's in the mountain. I just love that.
Oh, so the cast members are just putting you on a train to tour.
That's the idea.
They don't know. So when we get off, we should tell them.
You should, if you find me, literally talk about the Yeti, and I'm like, what are you talking about?
Here's what a nerd I am. I mean, this is well established, but I often know more backstory than, especially if they're college program cast members. Sometimes they don't know all the backstory. Like all the full-time people know, but if you're like rotating or you just don't always know all the things, right?
Correct.
And I always know more backstory than they do. So I'll make like a really nerdy joke and thinking that they're going to get it. And they're like, yeah.
Who is this wet woman at Slinky Dog Dash? Or as I call it to my guests, Slunky Rog Rash. How was your week? What did you do? What was up? I
tried to smash the patriarchy, failed. Didn't work. So I'm kind of reeling from all of that. It was a rough week, man. It was a rough week. I mean, the rescue dogs are good. Things are settling in.
Your kids seem to be loving those dogs. I was a little worried that I was going to read that post that you just posted about the dogs and be like, they're keeping the dogs. And I'm like,
yeah. So I would keep the dogs, but here's the reality. Okay. Can we talk about marriage for a minute and partnership and when you live your life with someone else? I realized my husband is rather silent by his choice, by the way. I would love, as anyone who's watched my channel knows, Scott has been on my channel. He's very excited to meet Liam. He hasn't met Liam yet.
It's true. We've known each other for 2 years almost. And
I know. And they just, the trips haven't lined up. He's a huge Liam fan, however. But you have to acquiesce to what the other person wants. And our marriage works really, really well because he is why we don't have 35 dogs. And I am why we are fun. This is perfect example. Last night, my one son that was home and I were both really, really struggling. All my sons are feminists. I'm very proud of, they're all very outspoken for women and women's rights and all of that. And we had all just sort of had it. So we had, what we do from time to time is have a Spotify dance party. So it goes off of my little Panasonic Bluetooth speaker in the kitchen. And we just switch off playing different songs and we have like a rager. And it just like
absolute rager.
It's a banger. It's a banger.
Banger and mash, if you will.
So we've been doing it since they were really young. Like when the day is just, I mean, that and opera breakfast. Opera breakfast was big too. But anyway, we had to have that last night. And we haven't had to have one of those in a while. When they were in middle school, that was a regular occurrence at our house because sometimes you just got to put on music really, really, really loud. So yeah, we had to have a banger last night, but that was fun. We got it out of our system.
Yeah, I feel like it's super important before we begin kind of the more lighthearted and our episode, the meat of the episode. We want to
Yes.
acknowledge all women, people who identify as women, trans people in general, gender non-binary
Mhm.
people. The recent laws or the recent questioning of some laws by the Supreme Court has, uh, I call it heavy-heartedness. It kind of has, and the I honest,
Gravitas.
yeah, and the way that the news essentially leaked like a piece of gossip from like celebrities, but it was from our highest court
Yeah.
is
Mistakes were made.
an intern was fired. Interns were fired that day. But seriously, I want to welcome you all to this space to give you just I know Jen and I need it, a breath of joy and a breath of laughter, and know that you all are respected in the space and this is a safe space for you. But we
Yep.
acknowledge that outside of this conversation, the world is really heavy. And everything you're feeling, everything Jen is feeling, I'm feeling, is valid and incredibly real. But we want to acknowledge that before we continue on with the episode, just
Yep.
because it's important.
I hear from creators all the time. I got about 7 DMs yesterday asking me, how do I have a Instagram account, YouTube channel, podcast, whatever, that is about Disney and light and happy and still exist in a space where this is going on and I'm brokenhearted. And here's the truth. Every animator that ever animated a Disney film had a kid at home that was struggling or was in the middle of a divorce, or it was, let's say, during something like Vietnam or the Cuban Missile Crisis or the Cold War or the Gulf War. Like everything we celebrate that is Disney was created by humans that were walking through heavy things in the midst of the creativity in their personal lives, in the world around them. So to me, there is a balance to strike, but to pretend as though the things aren't happening is a disservice to your audience. And honestly, it's a disservice to you as a creator, because I think that the things exist simultaneously. We're not inside a theme park right now. We are human beings existing in a real world. And, it's fine to say when you're there, I'm going to kind of suspend, I'm going to use some cognitive dissonance right now, and I'm going to exist in this place, and I'm going to leave that at the door. And there are times for that, and that is so okay. But when you're a lifestyle person where we're letting everybody into every aspect of our lives, to pretend that you're not hurting, that you're not struggling, doesn't work. It doesn't
No,
play.
no, it doesn't.
So,
And I want to leave this topic with like some of the best authentic creations come out of trauma.
absolutely.
And I'm not saying you have to create, but I'm saying if you feel the need to and the wanting to express yourself, to verbalize it, I feel like there is art that is therapeutic and can heal and is a form of magic.
Yep.
Is a
One
form of going forward in a healthy way.
one of the producers, and I can't remember which documentary it was now. It might have been one of the more recent Disney films and one of the documentaries that was on Disney Plus. One of the producers lost a child during the filming. I don't remember the name, and I might even be remembering the details wrong, but I just remember him saying, I keep showing up and I come to work and I do what I'm gifted to do. And it might seem like a small thing that we come to give you guys some time to escape all of that, but that is what, as weird as it seems to some, that is what we are gifted to do. So I said this during the pandemic. You look at all of the like USO entertainers, not that I'm giving us that lofty of a goal, but I'm saying the entertainers need to continue to entertain. The creators need to continue to create, because that is how we have stability and we can all have that place to land, right?
Right.
To get a break, not to numb, not to pretend it isn't happening, but just to get a little bit of a break. Because when you take a break, then you can come back to fight another day. And I want to end with this piece of things. We don't change things by tweeting. We don't change things even by podcasting or whatever we do. We change things by voting. And if you are not registered to vote And if you are not voting in every election, we all vote in the big elections, right? Because we feel like, oh, if it's president or it's, senator or whatever, your local elections are where these fun people got elected in the first place. And it's there that it starts. So every time you are able, as long as you are able to exercise that right freely, you go in and you vote. Find a candidate that could really use your dollars and make a contribution. So,
and I'll leave some information on our link tree about registering to vote. It's incredibly easy. I mean, I have only been a part of technically 2 presidential elections, barely. So just know that I was in that position not that long ago. And yeah, please vote, please vote, please vote. So with that in mind, yes, a breath. We're going to take a breath of fresh air. And we're going to mix it up a little. And we're going to start with our question of the week because it's fun times.
Love it.
From... Oh,
wait!
What?
You can't do it. How can you possibly do it? How? Have I done the jingle?
Okay. 5, 6, 7, 8.
Question of the week. Question of the week. You put it on Instagram and you ask us stuff. It's question of the week. Register to vote.
All right. Our friends, Toddy on Instagram asked.
Toddy, our English friend. Yay.
Love Toddy. Welcome, Toddy. If you could reimagine any ride at Disney, what would it be and to what? So a nice little lighthearted question. We've had some heavy hitters in the last few weeks. I have mine.
Splash Mountain. Oh, no, we're not going to go.
It was a misty evening a few weeks ago, and I was at Magic Kingdom, and I always complain the fact I never really go to Magic Kingdom. I actually kind of go to Magic Kingdom a lot. Anyways, and I think Disney World's dark, this is hot gossip, I think the Disney World dark rides are not great. And I think Little Mermaid's cute. I think it's fine. But I was in the queue, which the queue is the best part of that whole ride. There's murals in the queue or whatever that look incredible, and you never see it because there's never a wait. But why they didn't make that ride into a pretty log boat ride, the boats would be the kiss the girl moment, when Ariel and Eric are about to kiss. I don't know that movie. I'm gonna be honest, but the little boats that took them there, I was like, why isn't this a cute water ride?
I have to say too, I am all about a water ride. There is something about it.
Which is weird.
I guess that is a little weird.
In the words of Jen LaForge, I get it, but that is a disgusting choice.
Okay, is it my turn? Am I going?
Yeah, I'm bored. Keep going.
Okay, so I want to, this isn't really a reimagining because it already exists in a different state as this, but okay. I want Test Track out of there, and I want the Cars ride. I want Radiator Springs Racers. I liked Old Test Track a lot. Our entire family loved Old Test Track. We loved
Old
the music.
Test Track was great.
We loved all of the weird campy stuff. We loved the Test Track dummies, the whole
That's
thing.
A character I want to meet, the Test Track dummies.
I'm saying. So I either want them to, it's just as it is now, it's incredibly boring. It's nothing. It doesn't even make me want to ride it. If I want to go get in a car and go fast, well, I won't get on I-4 because you don't go fast. But I'm
Floridians, do you get me?
Do you know what I mean?
Where
are my locals? Where are my locals at? Wave your hands in the air if you're a local.
I miss the smells of the old Test Track.
Yeah, same.
Now it just looks like Tron. Every single time I go on it, it's this just looks like Tron.
And honestly, I think they cheaped out with the graphics and stuff when you go on the whatever it is you're doing, the road tests or whatever. Yeah. It's just lights, basically. It feels like I'm in a Chuck E. Cheese pizza arcade. Right. It's just no good.
Not what it is. Not what it is. If you want to submit any of your questions to be the question of the week, it is at Unlimited Time Magic. I usually post it around the weekend, so if you want to be featured, feel free. Mm-hmm. Before I say anything else, y'all, I did the Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Reef.
Yeah. So tell us about that. Well, no, you
I don't want to ruin
no spoilers.
too much. No, I'm not.
Okay, can I ask this? This
Yeah.
is not a spoiler.
Sure.
Intensity, because this is going to be the thing that everyone's going to want to know as far as if they're getting on with kids, if they're getting on with grandma.
Right.
What is our, if you look at like, okay, wait, I'm going to set a range. Are you ready? So our range is from Rock and Roller Coaster being our most intense to like Seven Dwarfs Mine Train being our least intense. Where
Right.
are we on that range?
I explained this attraction, Space Mountain meets a dark ride.
Okay, so is it as intense as Space Mountain?
It's a little bit more intense by a little bit.
Okie doke.
Yeah. Jen, I don't give a flying flute about Guardians of the Galaxy. I've never
Right.
seen the film. I don't care.
Right.
And I like Marvel. I just don't,
Right.
I'm not that interested, right? So, and my friend Amelia is like, boy, it's crazy. Like, it's really good. I was like, okay. Like, I was like, let's not blow this up. I sat in it, and I just, almost like, throwback to last week, Forbidden Journey. And I was literally like, what is happening? I don't know what's happening. Like, I just was like, what? I genuinely didn't know. It is very impressive. It is a very impressive, and I won't say anything more because I want people to experience this the way they should.
Okay.
If you can not watch any spoilers, please don't watch any spoilers. It is, and even if you did, it doesn't do it justice. $20, it does not do it justice. It just doesn't. Y'all, let's move on to the topic at hand.
Okay. Hey guys, it's me, Jen. Are you loving this episode of Unlimited Time Magic? I totally agree with you. It's great, but it could use just a little something. And you can provide that little bit of help that we need to make these podcasts the best that they can be. Just go ahead and head over to our tip jar. Remember, a little goes a long way in helping us produce better episodes for you. Links can be found down in the description or in our link tree on Instagram. See you on Main Street.
Y'all, your addicts are disgusting because they've got myths, they got gossip, they've got things that aren't real, aren't right. But we took our favorite myths, fun facts, and we debunk, giving our personal opinions. I have my list, Jen. Do you have yours?
I have to say, I am not as prepared for this week's topic as I have been in the past. I have a couple.
We're on episode 3. What do you have a first one? Do you want me to
I do. No.
Okay.
I have actually when I had really good focus on this. Oh, actually I have 3 good ones. I have 4 good ones. So now that I'm looking at it, maybe I didn't give myself enough credit. I did do the assignment. Okay. So I'm going to ask you, you know the answer, I'm sure, but other people may not know this. Was there a time, no, should I just do it as a question, but you guys know that it's true. So I'm just going to say it. It's a myth, kind of, but it actually happened. Okay. By the way, this episode idea was totally mine. So if it crashes and burns,
you can.
Liam's like, wait a minute, Jen. This episode was your idea, and you didn't get the assignment. Okay. Back in the day, there were paintbrushes hidden on Tom Sawyer Island. Do you not know about this? Okay. The cast members in the morning. This is such a cool story, and it's not a myth. This is actually true. Would hide, and this was happening as early as when my kids were in early elementary school. So this has not been. They didn't get rid of it till they got rid of paper fast passes. They would hide 5 paintbrushes on Tom Sawyer Island. And if you found one of the paintbrushes, you would take it to a cast member on Tom Sawyer Island, and they would give you a little slip with an anytime fast pass. And we once found one, and I was so stinking excited. I actually have a picture.
5 hours there, and my kids were deflated. But
yeah, so
Jen won.
and we rope dropped Tom Sawyer Island, which is, not really.
Which is a Jen LaForge move.
Yeah, I'm like, is Tom Sawyer Island on Genie Plus? Do I need to purchase an individual lightning lane for Tom Sawyer Island?
$12.50 on an individual.
Hi, I got on here exactly at 7 a.m. and there is nothing for Tom Sawyer Island. I can't even find it on the app. Oh. Can I speak to someone in guest services, please? That's for our pass holder episode. Our pass holes.
Wait for the DVC episode. It's
talk crazy. About our pass holes.
I love that. I didn't know that. That's
Are
really
you
cool.
serious?
I wasn't a Tom Sawyer Island kid. I was an MGM Studios kid.
Okay, I got to figure out if I can find the picture of me finding the paintbrush because, as you know, what did I do when I saw the wooden soldiers when we were
Had
at the?
a actual conniption.
I had an actual conniption.
And
like
it was raining. And watch the vlog. We mentioned this vlog a lot. And Jen literally she goes, I don't care what we do. If I don't see a freaking toy soldier, we didn't do the Christmas party, and I'm asking for my money. Like that was her silver lining.
I was 2 seconds away from asking to see
a manager,
not a manager, an owner. All that to say, I get very excited about things that nobody else gets excited about, and I don't even care. I like that about me.
Yeah, you made fun of me for mini golf and Tarzan Rocks, Jen.
Yeah, because those things suck.
I found a lot of like old Walt facts that I really, really love. So when Walt, it is a myth that at one point the animation studio was about to be turned into a hospital. Like it was just an overturned hospital. But Walt actually, when he was touring with his dad to like show him around, he was saying all the different, like, what can you turn this into? Like as a business person, what smart thing could you turn this animation studio into if it doesn't work? And he was like, a hospital. No, that's my idea. I'm gonna liquefy it. If it fails, it's gonna be a hospital. And that's what he kept on saying. He's like, it's not gonna be a hospital. I have no idea how I'd turn it into a hospital. And I love that.
And they took that one little thing, and then that became that was the facts of the situation.
Oh, 100%.
Well, I mean, the biggest one, of course, is that Walt Disney's head is cryogenically frozen. This is untrue. This is
correct. It's very
not
untrue.
at all true.
You have to feed him. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
He's like a gremlin.
No, they fed him the part of the Yeti that made her move. That's why she doesn't work anymore.
Jen, what's your second fact? Give me the second fact.
Okay. So, did one of these things happen at the Contemporary, or did both of these things happen at the Contemporary? Okay. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
The Beatles broke up and Nixon gave his I am not a crook speech.
I'm going to say the Beatles broke up.
So Nixon gave his I am not a crook speech at the Contemporary Hotel at Walt Disney World. The Beatles also...
How is that not a commonly known thing? That is a big deal.
It's a very big thing. Yeah, it happened in one of the conference rooms at the Contemporary Resort at Walt Disney World. I think maybe they want to distance themselves from that a little bit. But yeah.
And guess what? We're going to go there. We're going to go there. You and me.
Oh, yeah. And we're gonna read the entire I am not a crook speech. A crook. You have to do this. That's me, by the way. Every time I ride Rock and Roller Coaster, because I forget you're supposed to do, like, what are you supposed to do? Is it that? Then I do this instead. I do I love you, and you're supposed to do this.
Or like I remember us taking a photo, and Sarah and I were like, we will do this for the photo, and Jen was like, okay, and then
I'm like, peace, everybody.
We're like sleeping, and she's like. And I'm like, Jen, get the assignment. You didn't even read the assignment.
I am like, going to the Met Gala, I rarely understand the assignment. So, yeah. And the Beatles story. So I will put news links to both of those references because there is a Beatles Contemporary Resort connection as well. But yeah, the Contemporary Resort has had some pretty significant things happen. And
she looks like a cement block.
I love the Contemporary.
I do too. She's one of my favorite. I love Chef Mickey's, and everyone hates it. And I'm like,
oh, I also hate Chef Mickey's.
You're disgusting. My next one is like everyone knows this one. You can play basketball inside the Matterhorn at Disneyland.
And that's true. You can, can't you?
It's dramatic. There is a hoop. There is not a full court, but there is a hoop. You could hypothetically. Maintenance plays it a lot, my guess.
So when you get up there and you see it, do you say, hoop, there it is?
Hoop, there it is.
Okay. I also have written on my list the names of the people that moved into the corner house because evidently I was working on this list while I was walking the dog.
Because you don't want to forget their names? You're a good neighbor, Jen.
Well, like a good neighbor, Jen LaForge is there. Walt Disney made, you're going to know this one, but a lot of people might not know this one, made Salvador Dali the honorary engineer of his Caraway Railroad in California. And Salvador Dali and Walt Disney rode the little Caraway Railway, if you have ever seen pictures of that, frequently. And their friendship, they actually traveled to Europe quite a bit. It's a little problematic because, especially, I have a lot of viewers that are from Spain and they're like, we don't really like him because, fascism and stuff. But
Yeah.
they were actually friends, which is what caused the Destino cartoon to happen, which was then, as we know, the inspiration for the Grand Destino Tower at Coronado Springs.
Jen, you're filled with so much information.
Well, I actually have a book that I got on the Disney
read?
cruise. I can read. Okay, yeah, it's called Dolly and Disney, I think. I have it right over here. And it's a beautiful book, tons of fabulous photographs, and you would really like it. So there you go.
Period. My next one. There are trash chutes around Disney that go 60 miles an hour underneath the Magic Kingdom.
Is that true?
Yes.
Did I ever tell you the one? Yes, you did, Uncle Trusty.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you? Oh, progress. Any privacy around here?
There's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.
Also, my favorite comment in that ride is, oh, daughter, father, I'm indecent. Don't worry, they're friends. I'm also, in my solo concert show, do a version of the standard version of There's a Great Big Beautiful Tomorrow, and I end it with the pop version. At the end,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's great. I love it.
Well, do you know the other Great Big Beautiful Tomorrow song? Of course you do. The one that replaced the original Great Big Beautiful Tomorrow song for a brief period.
Jen, I'm not old.
Thank you for joining us for our final episode of Unlimited Time Magic with Liam and Jen. Hello, Cassiopeia. This was supposed to be 9 episodes. It is now only going to be 2.5.
Thank you. Good night.
Now is the time. Now is the best time. Now is the best time of your life. Yeah.
This is a real song that happened?
Real song.
What happened to that song? Did they get another lawsuit?
No, people didn't like it because they wanted the original. You know how the original Carousel Progress was at Disneyland and they introduced the new song. I don't exactly remember how all of that went down, but when they closed I think this is what happened. Welcome to Very Authentic Myths. This is how I think that's probably right.
I think I remember, comma, and that's the end of the episode.
Yeah. So yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. And
comment on our podcast app and leave us a review and say, we love it, but you're very wrong.
Okay, is it my turn?
Oh, you have another one. Okay.
Okay, this is my last one.
I'll do one last one. That'll be it.
Okay. Princess Diana.
My princess.
Had a suite made specifically for her at the Grand Floridian when she and the boys came and spent only 3 days at Walt Disney World, and they created an entire suite for her, the Princess Diana suite. And to this day, it is still there. And she actually says that her trip to America to go to Walt Disney World was one of her fondest memories with her children because the Disney people made it possible for her to just be like a regular guest. And she could just be a mom with her 2 sons, and they had taken some of her son's friends, and another family was with them. And if you go and look up the pictures of them together, it's truly, and this was not that long before she passed. So it was a really important memory for the entire family. And if you make more money than we do here on Unlimited Time Magic, you can still stay in the Princess Diana suite at the Grand Floridian.
That is so cool. That I really didn't know. Jen, you did it better than I did.
I thought I came unprepared, and as it turned out, I overshot. So
which is very Jen the Forge.
It isn't, though, but let's pretend.
My last little tidbit, which is something I learned, that in the initial Disneyland opening, 1955, am I right?
Yes, Disneyland, July 17th, 1955, which is also the birth month and day of your favorite podcast co-host.
Wow. I did know that because you told me a story where you
I've told you that about 1 million times. I've told that story frequently.
Jennifer, Jessica,
whatever
Elizabeth
your name is.
LaForge. That there was initially the first year of Disneyland opening, there was a bra shop on Main Street.
Yeah, there used to be a lot of...
Yep, I shopped there. No.
there used to be a
Some
lot
weird
of like
shops.
regular stores. Like there was a Pendleton wool store in Frontierland. Believe it or not, my dad used to go because back in the day, we didn't just have everything available online or everything available at every store like you do now. And that's one thing I kind of miss is there were things that were regional. And when you traveled, you could actually find, really unique items. And Pendleton Wool ran a store in Frontierland, kind of on the same side as where the Golden Horseshoe Review is.
Yeah.
And they actually, my dad really loved the Pendleton wool sweaters and shirts. And every year when we would go to Disneyland, he would pick up a few things. So there you go.
Incredible. Y'all, I hope you learned some stuff from this episode because I certainly have. Jen, you're a wealth of information. It's like you've been to Disney before.
Yeah, a few times.
Also,
and
we'll be explaining the DVC program. Jen, share your screen. Jen, share. Jen. What year was the DVC started?
1993. With Disney's Old Key West Resort that was originally just called the Disney Vacation Club. Like that was the name of the resort.
Hotel.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
God.
Yeah. And I remember watching videos for it and thinking, oh my gosh, that's so cool. That's got to be for only really, really rich people that can afford to live there. And
watch Jen's channel to understand how it all could be yours. As her publicist.
Not in this economy.
Not in this economy.
Did we already do our tip jar promo? Did we do that already?
No, we haven't. Oh, yeah, we've already done that. But we do it again. I want my friends on our tip jar to just... I wish you could all just have some snuggles with Cassie. Oh, she's got her claws in me.
Wait. Who gave the most money? How much am I donating to Human Rights Campaign?
I'll announce it.
Oh, okay.
So, all of our friends who've... Look at her.
Cassie.
All my friends who have tipped in the tip jar get sweet snuggles from Cassiopeia.
And if you're allergic, too bad. You have to have it anyway.
Too bad. She needs attention. Also, my friends, Erin, Sarah, Susan, Ashley, Stephen, and Donna. The winner takes it all. All of our friends, you don't know how much we appreciate it.
I don't want to talk. Because it makes
how you
me
haven't tipped.
But you haven't tipped.
But it's true. If you can just spare, even like, guys, $1 is like, it literally buys us better equipment, better software, like whole 9 yards. And we are so excited to really be investing in like what the future of this podcast could be. So if you can spare anything, feel free to go on Instagram, go to our link tree, and all of that information to tip on the tip jar will be there. But if you watched last week's episode, you'll know that I drew a very fortunate photo of a troublesome teen named Simba.
Can I say, though, people were giving me crap.
Yeah,
like I was being mean to you about
literally in the podcast reviews. Love this podcast, ellipses. Jen's a little mean, though. I love your photo of Simba. And I went, thank you. And I didn't even defend her. I was like, she's fine.
I am a little mean. First of all, people are like, oh, you're so sweet. Fake news. I am actually not that sweet.
A little rougher. No, you're not mean, but you're rough around the edges.
I grew up in a rough family. You had to fight to survive.
But a beautiful friend who is a constant giver of the podcast, so we appreciate Erin, who donated $100 for this incredible drawing of a piece of art.
So I will... Thank you, Erin, because I am going not to interrupt, Liam. Sorry. You're the producer. Excuse me.
I did.
So I'm going to donate right now. As soon as we get off, I will donate to the Human Rights Campaign for $100. And Human Rights Campaign, if you guys do not know, they are doing amazing work to fight when people do stupid things like pass laws that hurt transgender children and gay families. And they're doing that work all over the United States. So I'm very, very happy to be making that donation. So yeah, that's fun. Thank you, Erin.
Thank you so much. We'll see you next week. We'll see you on Main Street, maybe at Animal Kingdom.
Wait. You didn't tell them where you're recording next week's episode.
We will be. Can we say the location? Yeah, we can say the location.
No. I mean, you can say don't say specific, but you can say the area.
Be in the Magic Kingdom Hotel Loop. I can tell you that much. Find us on a beach. Find us on a yacht. Find us in a kumquat. Like it's like a riddle.
Kumquat.
It's a riddle, Jen. Be creative.
Only
And
a
maybe
Welsh person would have
we'll
used the word kumquat in that.
Bye, my little kumquats. Wave goodbye, Jen. Bye.
Thanks, everybody. Love you. Bye.
Oh, please watch us on YouTube. Bye.
Bye.
We hope you enjoyed this week's episode of Unlimited Time Magic with Jen and Liam. Don't be afraid to follow us on Instagram at Unlimited Time Magic, where you can find links to our YouTube channel where we upload every episode where you can see our faces, and also to our tip jar. Any bit of money helps to produce better episodes for you guys. So we'll see you next week, and we'll see you on Main Street. Bye.